What's up, everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. First things first, you see these beautiful shirts on the screen? These were designed by yours truly. They just launched on my merch store. Link is in the description. I wanted to make something bold. Not only does it show the lady holding a $100 bill on the front, also on the back, under the collar, it says fake. Never judge a book by its cover. I love these. I think you will love them too. Link in the description. I also have other stuff on there as well. I think it's fun to express our love for precious metals and also look good doing it. So with that said, let's jump into this video. Time and time again, someone comes along doubting precious metals. And I really don't think it's even a question anymore. It's blatantly obvious that silver is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. We're already starting to see the first results of it. The consequences from the massive silver shortage, accompanied by an increasingly high demand, a rapidly rising demand from 5G technology, electric vehicles, solar panels. Also, as price rises, it grabs the attention and attraction from not only individual investors, but big business that needs it. It's chaos coming to an end. Time is running up. They were able to mask the situation for some time, but silver is depleting. It's diminishing before our eyes. It's vanishing. Poof. What's going to happen when the supply literally cannot meet the demand? I'll tell you what's going to happen. The producers are going to turn into the consumers, and the consumers are going to turn into the producers. The people like you and I that are buying it right now, we're going to be selling it to the people that need it. See, the whole point of accumulating silver is because one day it's going to be extremely scarce, and that is going to entail the price to have no limit, no ceiling, right? Who's to say how much an ounce of silver is worth when there is no silver left? It's literally unknown. We're in unknown territory here. So yes, $100 silver could be possible, but it could be much higher than that, because history is based off of what's happening in the economy to silver prices. The price of silver is pegged directly, time-stamped to that point in history, or that point in the economy. For instance, when silver was $50 in 2011, it was $50 because of what was happening during that time, recession/depression, starting from the 2008 credit crisis, which led to $50 silver, right? But what happens when silver's real influential factor comes to play? Supply and demand. What happens when it doesn't matter about stock market volatility to affect silver prices? What happens when the dollar index has no force, no influence on silver prices? What happens when silver price breaks through the bubble, the manipulation, and it simply is priced or valued from how it's used, or where it's used, or when it's used, or what it's used for? It's coming sooner than later. It's coming sooner than later, a lot sooner. We are advancing technologically into a new era. Times are changing. The way you invest also has to change. See, investors need to adapt, to adjust with the times. I know back in the day, once upon a time, silver, or the market, the precious metals community, is probably a lot different now, right? 20, 30 years ago, it might not be the same. You might want to hate on it now or say, oh, it used to be blah, blah, blah. The point is, you got to adjust, you got to adapt, or you're going to be extremely behind. People that don't want to invest into things that are digital like cryptocurrency missed out on a lot of money. A lot of money. I was telling my audience to buy Bitcoin at $1,800. A lot of people pushed me down, doubted me, and then once they saw how much money I made from it, They were kicking themselves in the butt because they didn't adjust. You cannot be closed-minded anymore. There's opportunities everywhere since we are all connected through the internet. Everyone is connected now, and more opportunities through digital, especially from an investor standpoint, are arising. So take advantage of them. There's a saying that every millionaire has at least 5 sources of income. At least 5, right? Planting seeds and blossoming wealth. You want to plant a whole bunch of seeds and allow those seeds to blossom and grow, flourish over time. You don't want to just invest into one thing. You don't want to just have one seed planted. Because what if that seed dies? Or what if that seed really doesn't germinate all that well? You want to have seeds planted. Silver could branch off into many different seeds, right? There's bullion, there's semi-numismatics, there's constitutional silver, there's high premium silver, there's poured bars, there's everything. So not only is silver one seed, you can diversify within the silver world, buying a little bit of bullion. In the beginning, though, I do recommend strictly bullion. Buying as much silver for as cheap as possible in the beginning. Build a foundation, right? Build a nice foundation, a strong foundation, so your stack has stability, has longevity. Because at the end of the day, in 30, 40, 50 years, whenever silver's true price comes out, I really don't think it's going to be valued off of the coin's appreciating speculative or collector's value. It's going to be based off the metal content. No one's going to care how pretty your coin is or how rare it is. At one point in time, it's going to be strictly supply, scarcity, needed for the metal content, especially when it runs out. There's going to be no difference between a panda that has a mintage of 8 million compared to an American eagle that has a mintage of several million, right? So there can be benefits with investing into high premium silver, but the core of your stack should be bullion, lowering your dollar per ounce average. Why invest into why spend $100 in silver when, okay, let's put it like this. Let's break this down. Let's say I have $100. Silver around $30 an ounce means I could get roughly 4 ounces, right? We'll say 4 ounces because prices are just a little exaggerated right now. So I could get 4 ounces, 4 American Eagles, 4 generic rounds. But that same $100, if I was buying pandas, I could only get 2 or 3. Why would I put myself in a situation to get twice or half the amount of silver with that $100, especially if it's the beginning, especially if it's some of my first silver? You want to build a base. I always tell beginners, don't worry about pandas. Don't worry about, kookaburras and all these slab coins and Morgans. Just build a base for yourself. Diversification will be key, though. You don't want to have your entire stack pegged to spot price, right? Spot price is an interesting thing to look at because there's 2 types of ways your stack can go. In 20 years, if silver is still $27 and you've bought silver right now, your stack hasn't appreciated a single penny. But if you are buying coins like pandas, kookaburras, your stack will have appreciated greatly. So you do want to think about that, and that's why planting those seeds is important. But what about beyond silver? What about beyond silver? Stock markets are interesting. They go against the grain of, well, they're going with the grain of, quote unquote, the government, the banks, but it's going against the grain for precious metals because precious metals goes against the grain of the dollar. Get what I'm saying? Stock markets can be highly, I like them in a sense of short-term money. Short-term money. Precious metals is a much slower investment. It's more of a preservation of wealth. It's like putting your money in a time capsule. As the dollar decreases, your precious metal hold its value. And then in 30, 40 years, if you want to transfer that your precious metals back to fiat currency, it not only will have held its value, it will likely double, triple, quadruple, even higher in value. So when someone holds $50,000 in a bank account for 20, 30 years, their money is dwindling. What they can buy with $50,000 in 20, 30 years will have drastically gone down. Imagine 20, 30 years ago how much more you could have bought with $50,000. It's only going downwards. The dollar is losing its purchasing power. It's lost 98% already, and the system is going to collapse. It's going to collapse sooner than later, so you need to be prepared, right? You got to prepare. Precious metals is the alternative. There is no solution, but it is an alternative. It's the safest, smartest alternative, hands down. You don't want to look, if I could take you, if I could time travel and take you 30, 40 years in the future, looking back on today's time, looking at everything that's going on, look at silver, gold, Bitcoin, stocks, it would be blatantly obvious to you that silver is a ticking time bomb. You would have said, why didn't I buy more silver? We're still in that time. We still have a chance. You didn't miss the boat. $30 silver is still extremely cheap compared to the bigger picture. If you understand silver's real value, it's a lot higher, a lot more valuable than $30. Hold $30 in your right hand and hold a 1-ounce silver coin in your left hand. Tell me which one is more valuable, or which one's going to be more valuable in 10, 20 years as that paper in your hand drastically loses value, loses its purchasing power. So my whole point of this video is to really capture silver's potential. A lot of times, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, people doubt me. People doubt precious metals. The banks want you to doubt precious metals. Gold and silver is a direct threat to the US dollar. It's going against the grain. Banks don't want you to buy gold and silver. They want you to keep your money in centralized currency, in fiat money, in stock markets even. That's why I do like stocks. You can make short-term money, but use the profits from that short-term money to then invest it into precious metals, right? Just like if you're investing into Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. It's nice, but use that as a tool to then transfer your profits into precious metals, because the end goal is you want your money in gold and silver. You don't want your money in fiat. At the end of the day, that's doing things backwards, right? Doing things back. If you truly understand silver's value, then you're never going to really sell your silver for quote unquote money, because silver is the money. And one day, you know, not today, not tomorrow, not next year, silver will be the value and the dollar will be worthless. A new system is going to approach. Just like when I made my video a couple days ago, when I was exposing, you know, what happened. It was talking about the government confiscating people's gold and silver. And it happened several different times throughout history when the government put this into legal terms where they could confiscate your gold and silver and you could get punished if you didn't turn it in. Usually this was in times of economic crisis and also when the dollar was backed by gold and silver, but still it is possible, and it's still legal to this day. So if that's true, and money becomes nothing, which it literally is, it's based off of faith. Money, well, quote unquote dollars, fiat currency, is valued off of how many people think that dollar has value. So if countries, which are already happening, start to pull away from the US dollar being the world's reserve currency, what's going to happen? That's dangerous waters. That's really dangerous waters we could be getting in. If a new currency was to arise, I think it would be global. There would be some derivatives off of it. I still think it could be broken up, almost like how Bitcoin has Litecoin and Ethereum and Ripple. And actually, Ripple, in my opinion, if you were to ask me in the future what the currency would be, I would tell you Ripple. I don't want to get into cryptocurrency, politics, and all that, but let me explain what Ripple is for a second. Ripple is not only an altcoin, a cryptocurrency, but it's also pegged to a central bank. So it's basically a cryptocurrency controlled, governed by a central bank. Cryptocurrency is decentralized, which means there's no bank of Bitcoin, there's no Bitcoin police. If your Bitcoin gets stolen or lost, you're SOL. But Ripple is controlled by a central bank. It's a decentralized exchange being controlled by a central exchange. Can you see where I'm going with this? Cryptocurrencies like speaking the same language, everyone in the world speaking the same language on a monetary form. There is no bank Bitcoin of China, Bitcoin of USA. It's Bitcoin. And you can send that Bitcoin everywhere over the globe. So it has a lot of benefits. But I think it's still in its very rough draft phase because there's way too many altcoins flooding the market. It's basically ruined, right? I could make a coin right now called freaking chair coin and literally make it out of an idea I thought of one night in my bed, and next day it could have value just because I told some. It's all speculative value. Do you see what I'm saying? It's speculation. It's like the dollar. It's based off of nothing except for how much people think it's worth. Bitcoin has a unique advantage because there's only 21 million that will ever be created. So 21 million on a global scale is extremely small. But anyways, back to what I was saying though, a new currency would be something digital. There is no look around today. Even before COVID, there was no paper currency getting thrown around. It was all digital, cardless ATMs, right? Everything's the touch of a screen, digital. We're in a digital era. It's different. So a new currency would also be digital, aka referencing back to Bitcoin, crypto. So anyways though, I hope you understand why gold and silver have so much potential, so much opportunity, so much value. I really hope I captured that in this video. If I did, if you thought this video was educational, informational, or at least just entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. I post daily videos every single day, giving you the newest, latest, freshest information in the world of precious metals. One last time, go check out my merch. I have other shirts as well. I hope you do enjoy them. The quality's good, cheap prices. I definitely think you're gonna enjoy it. Link is in the description for my merch store. This was Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.